Okay, for today's lesson, you're going to talk about could a volcano pop up where you live?
This is lava. Wow, so awesome. This stuff is so hot. Anything flammable that lava touches, check it out, instantly catches fire. Or see these tree roots burning as lava touches them? Lava is so amazing. Think about what it is. It's a liquid. You can see here, it's flowing. But it's rock. It's liquid rock. In order for rock to melt into a liquid, it has to be really hot, nearly 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, lava, as you know, flows out of a volcano. Most of us don't live anywhere near a volcano. So it would be so awesome. It would be the trip of a lifetime to get to go near one and be able to see lava up close like this. But what if you didn't have to visit a volcano? What if a volcano came to you? Like, what if a volcano erupted in your neighborhood? That's just crazy. Could a volcano ever pop up in a place like a backyard or a park? I know what you're thinking. No way. But let me tell you a true story about a man who lived in Mexico in a small town called Paricutin. One day, February 20th, 1943, this guy, a man named Dionisio Polito, was out in his fields with his horses plowing the earth so that he could plant corn. But at 4 p.m. that day, there was a tremendous boom. The earth shook. What happened? Dionisio went to look around, and he found a large crack in his field, just like this one. Before long, lava began to squirt out of the crack. And by the end of the first day, there was no longer just a crack. Now, the lava that cooled had started to form a hill about 160 feet high. This is a real photograph of that volcano in Paricutin during its first few days. The townspeople gathered around to watch it erupt. How incredible, they thought, to see a tiny volcano forming in what was just yesterday a flat cornfield. The volcano kept erupting lava every day. After about 3 months' time, lava was now starting to flow closer to the main part of town. Everyone immediately left town to seek safety elsewhere. But as they turned back to look, that's when they realized there'd be no coming home. This wasn't like a flood, which eventually flows away. It was lava. And what does lava do when it cools? It hardens to rock. This is the town of Paricutin today. You can see that the town was buried. It was frozen in rock. All of this rubble here is the hardened lava rock, a type of rock which scientists call basalt. When the lava came through town, the intense heat burned down all the wooden buildings. So today, only a few stone buildings, like this church, are left. That's the top of the church, poking through the basalt. So I ask you again, could a volcano ever pop up where you live? Maybe you say, no way. But it happened to Dionisio Polito. Are you sure it couldn't happen to you?
Says, before we go any further, I'm curious to hear your ideas. Do you think it's possible for a volcano to pop up where you live? Why or why not?
Now there's something else I should tell you about the area where Dionisio Polito lived. Earlier in history, people had recorded other volcanoes that had erupted in Mexico, like here, and here, and here, and over here. These volcanoes are all pretty close together. You know, they almost form a line. I'll call this a pattern, since it's like you could connect the dots. Now, as of right now, you don't know why volcanoes are found here, but with our pattern, it's like we could predict where another volcano might form. Like, look at this gap here. This spot is right in the middle of the pattern, between two other volcanoes. So it's not crazy to expect another volcano to form here. Sure enough, that's where Dionisio's town of Paricutin is located. A volcano formed there in his cornfield, which seemed kind of shocking, but when you look at the bigger picture, it really makes sense. It's part of a pattern. So, could a volcano erupt where you live? Well, surely all of the world's volcanoes aren't just over here in Mexico. But where are the other volcanoes? Suppose we had a list of volcanoes and we mark them on this map. Do you think maybe we'd see an even bigger pattern? In this activity, your class is going to mark or plot volcanoes on a map. Then you'll take that map and look for any pattern in where the volcanoes are located. We divided the map you'll use into 4 sections: Asia, Australia and nearby islands, North America, and South America. For each section of the map, we'll give you a list like this of 12 volcanoes that have erupted in the last few hundred years. You'll work with a partner to put those volcanoes on the map. Then you and your partner will answer some questions about where volcanoes tend to be. Finally, you and your classmates will put 4 finished maps together and see if you can find a larger world pattern to where volcanoes are located. Now we'll take you through the activity step by step. Find a partner to work with. When you're done with this step, click the arrow on the right.
Okay, we'll give you a partner.
Get your supplies. Each group needs one of the 4 maps and the volcano list that goes with it. Also get a pencil and a colored pencil.
We are just going to do North America today.
Look at the volcano list. Notice that each location is written as a number and a letter. On the map, there are also numbers and letters. This is how you'll figure out where things go. With your partner, decide who will be the mapper and who will be the announcer. You'll switch jobs later. You have 15 seconds to decide who does what. Go! The announcer will read each location. Then the mapper will find and draw it on the map, as you see in the video below. Do the first one now.
Okay, so you're going to look at the number and then you go across to the right letter and then put a little triangle to indicate the volcano. After you and your partner check your work, the announcer mark that volcano off the list. You just put a little check mark.
Work together to do the rest of the volcanoes on your list. When you're done, ask your teacher for the Volcano Discoveries worksheet and answer the questions.
You might not get to that part today. So hopefully you'll get all the plots, all the volcanoes plotted on the map.
Has everyone filled out a Volcano Discoveries worksheet?
This is for
If
later.
not, do it now.